going to be looking at True Adventures. Still only 25 cents. February 1961. True Adventures magazine. 25 cents. This is all true. Everything that's in this magazine. There's a frank article for every man, what you don't know about love. The crime French women don't talk about. Nazi sex slaves of Paris. An amazing true story. The widow who liked men, dead. Look at the cover. What is going on here? Who are these chicks? Who are these? What's happening? I don't know yet. Is there a story inside about this? Are we going to read it? We might. Or I might. You might watch while I read it and listen to me read it to you. She's letting this guy have it with the butt end of a Luger. That looks like a Luger, doesn't it? Maybe. It's hard to tell. What is happening? Is this? She Devils of the South Pacific, never before told, millions in treasure for you. I think this is She Devils of the South Pacific is what we're looking at. All right. This is a magazine from 1960. Let's look at the back cover. From 1961. Let's do the back cover before we go inside. I'll give you the keys to this brand new car just 30 short days from now. You have to sell shoes. They are nice looking shoes. Just 4 orders daily for my super comfort shoes will make the down payment for you, and you can easily pay the balance with the profits I'll show you how to make. Huh. So we have to sell 4 pairs of shoes, 4 orders daily for my comfort shoes makes the down payment. 230 different air cushioned comfort styles. What's happening down here? Those are interesting, aren't they? They look like roller skates without the skates on the bottom, without the rollers. They look tough, huh? I kind of like those. Those are weird looking. I would never wear them, but they look really weird, right? Are those work boots? 30 kinds of work shoes, a style for every trade. Special neoprene, cork, cushion, soles, heels, ventilated work shoes, even safety toe shoes. Yeah, those look like, those are interesting. They look like you might slip, like the bottom. I wonder what the sole is like. Mason Shoe Manufacturing, Chippewa Falls. I used to have Chippewa boots. Chippewa boots used to be a thing. That was when I was in the Army. Chippewas would be a pair of boots that you would get. Expensive mountain boots. Like, I had some. I gave them away. I did. I gave them to my friend. Don't be half trained. Be a master technician in one of America's big 3 industries. Television, auto mechanics, or air conditioning. Are you too old to learn? I tried studying my work on my own, but I never got that good at it. Of that came from my ICS course. My salary has been increased 73%. What does she say? It's been so long since I went to school, I've forgotten much. Har from New Jersey. All right, let's get into this. Here we are. True Adventures, February 1961. Exciting new magazine with true sensational stories for men. Man's action, picture features, pinups, cover story, departments. I think this is pretty much rated G, right? This is rated G. Typhoon terror swept Japan until helicopter help fluttered from a wind-crazed sky. That's on page 18. What's this? The greatest set of photographs and the greatest young lovely we have ever printed. Attractive. What's happening here? She had a way with men that left them chilled to the bone with one mighty swipe. Something about that on the cover. That was the lady that liked men dead. A pinch of this, a pinch of that. Anyone could tell she adds up to real table spice. Okay. Real table spice. All right. The ads look crazy in here. Like, I don't know if I'd make it past this ad page if I was reading this at the barber shop. I might just want to get enveloped in all of this. Look at all this stuff. This is just guy stuff. It's just pure oil burners. Look at this. It's just just pure testosterone. For a second, this electric motor ad, I thought that was a caveman mask. It would have been really cool if in the middle of this whole thing of just what's happening here, there's auto mechanics, carpenters, a new mechanical dictionary, diesel, masons, TV repair. Books. These books will teach you how to get your balls will drop to your knees. Oil burners, and then a caveman mask. That would be cool, but it's not there. There's no caveman mask. All right, learn radio, television, electronics. Is this like the third ad that we've seen? We're on page 4, and they've been trying to sell us a future in radio, television, electronics. I mean, maybe it was worthwhile. I wasn't alive yet. Letters with no holds barred, man to man. It's a cobra versus a rattlesnake. That's a nice illustration. All right, let's get into it. He ain't seen nothing. In your issue for October, I read with a great deal of interest the article about Hitler's love maidens, and was shocked to learn that even the Nazi regime, which we study in our high school history classes, could have been so barbarous. Growing a super race might have been all right, but wait, what? Hold on. Who is this kid? He's from Toledo. Okay. Growing a super race might not growing a super race might have been all right, but forcing women to become mothers of children and then taking those children from the mothers in the most brutal act I've ever heard of. On top of this, of course, the fact that all were illegitimate offspring forever branded with this stigma and possibly never to know the identities of the real fathers. This is the shame of the century. M.L. Pritchard in Toledo, Ohio. I don't know what Pritchard is talking, what ML is talking about, but your revulsion to Hitler's enforced love camps is natural enough. But if you think this is shocking, then you had better turn to page 13 this issue and discover some additional ugly facts of life, which may or may not be covered in approved history texts. The true story of the Nazi sex slaves of Paris, or how to crush society though unwanted, with brutal force. What was going on with this kid up here? This one sentence, growing a super race might have been all right. That's what this kid said. He just was he was opposed to forcing women. I don't know what that was about. Hitler's love maidens. Centurion? Could you give me information on how I can find out more about how to live to be 100, as suggested in your issue for last October? This interests me very much, and why not? Everybody would like to live to a ripe old age. I may write to Switzerland to see if there's any chance of taking those cell injections myself. That's Bob Sullivan from Gary, Indiana. Talent Scout. I still say my girl is better stacked than any of the girls you show us in True Adventures. Oh, I like Axel Brandon already. Hold on. I might need to light a cigarette for this one. Talent Scout. I still say my girl is better stacked than any of the girls you show us in True Adventures. I wrote some months back, and none of the photographed girls were even halfway as nice as my steady. They look like kids compared to her. Axel Brannon, Eugene, Oregon. We keep trying, Axel. We keep trying. That was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. Toughest stinger. I have never seen the hooded cobra in action, but have read about it quite a lot, and can't agree that it is the most deadly of all snakes. The diamondback rattler is, for my money, about as dangerous a snake in the grass as you'll find anywhere. I often wonder how a duel between these two species might pan out. Rodney Carpenter from Dallas. Siver Syverson. That's good art by the editorial staff or the artistic staff. Whoever, I mean, they drew that in reference to Rodney's letter. That's kind of cool. I hope Rodney cut this out and kept it in his wallet the whole time, like for 30 years. How cool would that be? And then like a couple months later at the barber shop, like he comes in and the barber's like, Rodney, you're not going to believe it. They printed your letter about the diamondback being far deadlier than the cobra. You really put them in their place, and they drew a cartoon for you. That would be cool. That'd be cool. Elephants are easy. What kind of tripe are you trying to put over on the public when you say that, like you did in last month's Man to Man, that elephants are the number one jungle killer? The king of the jungle, the lion, is the toughest animal of all. Anytime you think different, try facing one over the rim of a rifle. Elmo Varrington from Phoenix. I think both of those are wrong. I think it's the hippopotamus is the deadliest animal in Africa. Did he say the number one jungle killer? Yeah, it's a hippo. Rhino is rough. Nobody, but nobody is going to tell me that the elephant is a rougher customer than the rhinoceros. Dude, again, you're wrong. A rhinoceros is a herd animal. It's it's only aggressive if you're like, in the wrong place, approaching it in the wrong way. It's like a buffalo or something. It really is just a buffalo. Normally, I wouldn't bother to write a word about any item I saw in the magazines that letter saying the hippopotamus was meaner than a rhino. It is, bro. And then you saying, no, it was an elephant that was toughest. Well, I just can't stand by it. I would like proof from Stan Griffin. That hippo, he said, took on and smeared a full-grown rhino. This couldn't have happened. Anyone who's been on a safari like I have, this is deep shit, right? These guys are serious. This guy sounds angry. Melvin Williams from Sandusky, he's angry about this topic. Unless the rhino happened to be sick or else carrying around a few stray slugs in critical parts of his body. Stray slugs, the way he says that. He's talking about shooting that thing. And second, you and that crack about the elephant, like I said once and for all. I don't like how this guy writes. While I've never bagged a rhino or elephant or hippo, I did talk with some white hunters who had come across and shot all types of game. They agreed that rhino was the toughest game of all. The toughest game of all. What is the toughest game of all? I don't know. I'm trying to think. What would it be? Well, if you're going to call on personal safari experience in this argument, fellows, we had a rough hunt once ourselves. One night, some mosquitoes got through the screen in our building with a rolled-up Sunday newspaper, Donna's Destruction. I lived down at the New Jersey shore and was caught in the so-called fringe of the hurricane they called Donna. This is about hurricane. Cape May, New Jersey. Huh, okay. We saw this already about the radio, television thing. Let me check the comments and see if there's anything going here. I haven't checked it until just now. True adventure experts. Let's see what this is. Oh. Drinking this new patriotic C4 performance energy, zero sugar, frozen bombsicle, 200 milligrams of caffeine. This stuff keeps me going. I try and drink water, but I drink mostly this. So what is this part going to be? True adventure experts. Are these just like, they're just telling us who, okay, this is just, they're claiming these are the staff that they call on for the experts on the articles. Or there's a bicycling expert, Roland Grist. This is odd, isn't it? Oh, the military, naval, and police. Confederate Army expert. Everything's okay. I checked the granny cam. I wanted to make sure. Everything was okay over at the long-term care facility. Just ask an expert. Can you make your hair last a lifetime? I wasn't able to do that, but I wasn't really trying. About 15 or 20 years ago, this one dude did say, uh, asked me at the dermatologist at the VA about 20 years ago. He said, "Hey man, you want to try the Rogaine?" I had a patch, right? Well, it wasn't a patch; it was like a patch missing, right, in the crown. So he said, "You want to try this Rogaine, man? It's this new stuff." And I guess I don't remember what it was, whether it was like a cream you rubbed into your bald spot or something. But I turned it down. There were some sort of side effects or something. I don't know what it did. Nazi sex slaves of Paris. Even the girls who were tortured and raped, ooh, that's a bad word, and the parents who wept kept the dreadful secret of Adolf Hitler's. Man, this magazine, the world we live in today, is completely different than 1961. 1961, this is like a PG rating, kind of. I mean, you could buy this at the grocery store almost. I mean, really, you bought it at like a liquor store or like a tobacco shop or I don't know, where else would you buy this? Like a gas station? This is a dude's magazine, 1961. It's totally normal. It would be at the barber shop. It would be at the card room. My uncle would have this at his house. It's not even a big deal. But nowadays, it's like outrageous. Like by comparison to today's standards, it's like wild. Look at this illustration. What's cool about this is it's like the text is so small. It's funny. It's like pure. It's just awesome. It's garish. What's happening here? It's just dope. It's sick. Pull this up. This illustration's great. She's grabbing onto the drapery because he's dragging her away, and he's like some sort of SS officer. He's got the Iron Cross. He has a monocle. I mean, this is great. She has like a little stripper outfit. She's like a dancer. They're forcing her. Look at they're forcing their girls to dance in the background. Look at this. And on top of it, it's all true. This is all stuff that actually happened. It really did happen. I mean, did we get into this? Not until I finish my cigarette, because I can't actually read like normal. I can't do the show while I smoke. So let's see. What most men don't know about women. I don't know, man. Well, what are they going to tell us? What would that be? What most men don't know about women? They lie about everything. That would be it. They're not ever going to be truthful with you. There you go. That'll sum it up. We fought the wind from hell. Oh, this is that Japan story. I guess there was a hurricane in Japan. We fought the wind from hell. Ooh, that looks bad. So this is the other thing about these magazines. They would like show like horrible devastation, like photographs, the death of the S4. Sometimes photographs, and they would like have a little black strip over people's eyes and stuff, and they would like blur it. I don't even know if they blurred it a little bit. I mean, this is oh no, there's nothing showing. This is like I said, like this is like a barbershop magazine, you know. But today, like on YouTube, it's like I'm gingerly turning every page, even though this came out in 1961 and cost 25 cents. But there's no nudity in here. There's just girls in bathing suits. It's just like cheesecake. It's almost nudity. It's barbershop nudity. That's what this is. Card room nudity. Oh, there's the wrestling. The night it looked real. Oh, crap. This is a wrestling feature. Wow, what a great photo. I'm not even going to read it. I mean, I just want to look at the picture first. Look at her. Is that a lady or a kid with the glasses on? Right here? I like the look. Everybody's looks are great. Wow, he's just busted open like a broken ketchup bottle. According to the routine plot, the right guy would win out against Mr. Raw in the clean way. So he's just all cut up with a blade, you know, cut himself up, or you know, whoever he's fighting cut him, but he probably cut himself, and then you know how they do it. It's awesome. That's how they do it. It's badass. Look at that picture. This cat He's like, whoa, don't get blood on me, Sonny. And look at this lady who's smoking right here. She's doing this. She's like, yikes, no blood on me, please. That's his, maybe that's his wife. That's awesome. Look at the little kid. Fucking hey. Man, all these people are great. I'm sorry, this is the shit I dig, man. I don't know who you are watching this like later and everything, but this is what I'm into, you know. I would just be doing this by myself and be kind of boring. I'm drinking a bunch of energy drinks. I worked out. I ate a bunch of burgers. I had like a pound of hamburger and 2 potatoes. Went on a long walk and hike today. Powerhouse wrestler may be hamming it up, but his act scared the shit out of the ringsiders who emptied their seats. That was awesome. Oh, here's this lady from the cover, the widow who liked men dead. Jeez, look at the cannons on her. And then she's got that cleaver. Is this a true story? It probably is. 10 dismembered corpses were found in holes, A, B, C, D, E. Oh, those are the holes. In the yard. Where did this take place? Come alone, she wrote to her lovers. Ooh, yikes. We're looking at True Adventures from 1961. Let me show you. This is the cover. The cover story, I don't think we've gotten to it yet. She Devils of the South Pacific. We looked at, we just saw these 2 stories. We saw that one and we saw that one. This is from 1961. Is that where we're at? Did we get to Nikki Gibson, or did we already see her? We did. We already saw her. This is where we are. Spice on the table. This was on the cover, too. That's the shot from the cover. Right? Or no, it was inside. We saw that on the contents page. This is an odd thing. It said Spice on the table, and this is just an odd, I don't know if it's odd. It's very suggestive, right? This is a rough crowd that this magazine is selling to. These are like World War II and Korean War veterans that are reading this magazine. These are like hardcore dudes that are getting crew cuts at the barbershop every week. Big time. They wear those one-piece zip-up, like they're like Hank Hill type guys, right? Not even like Hank Hill, like Hank Hill's dad. Like that one-piece zip-up romper that you could only get at Sears in like 1980. That's what these guys were wearing. The guys that read this magazine were those same guys that had Black & Decker Workmates. Those guys. Those were the guys that read these magazines. They smoked Tiparillos, White Owls, and Prince Albert in the can. Also Pall Mall, unfiltered Pall Mall. Maybe a Winston. Unfiltered Winstons. That's what these guys were into. They had flasks. Everyone was carrying a flask. It was normal. Like nowadays, people are, everyone's walking around with a phone in their pocket. At this point, in 1961, the guys reading this magazine, they all have flasks in their pockets. They're all just hard drinking because they all just survived the war. And then they survived another war after that. And then now they've got these fucking kids and this fucking wife. And the only peace they can get is just a few moments at the barbershop to read True Adventures, or maybe spend some time with Johnny Bet at the card room, you know, off-track betting situation, and maybe have a tuna fish sandwich and watch some Mexican boxing on a little black and white television about this big, and then read this magazine. This is the only solace, the only peace that they had in their life at this point. The last of the Bighorn Buffalo. I knew these guys. They were my uncles. Wow. I don't like to see this. I feel bad for the buffaloes. It reminds me of that movie with Billy Mummy. What was about the freak kids at summer camp? Bless the beasts and the children. I liked that movie when I was a kid. She Devils of the South Pacific. This is it. by John Goodman. Wow. Okay, that's a shot straight from the cover, I think. I think that was on the cover. The DC-3 had probably served 1,000 pilots faithfully. Looks like Leonard Roebuck is going to be the main character. Maybe that's him getting chopped up. Karate. Look at all these pressure points. Ooh, get him there. Hit him here. Hit him here. Hit him here. Get him with the pen right there. Pen right there. Stomp his foot. Oh, what's this? Stag movies or something? What is this? Is this? Oh, this is what's coming up next month. Death Boat. Could saving 25 lives justify the murder of 16? Concubine claims King Saud's harem is not a house, but a palatial home. What? Secret life of a harem girl. The street of sex slaves. RCA Victor advertisement for more. They just want to teach everybody how to fix radios and televisions, and I really didn't know anybody who had that job at all. I mean, there was a guy that would come to our house when I was in the up until like the early 70s. They would replace tubes in the back of certain televisions, but not the new main television. But there were certain there was the big old TV in my mom's room, and then which I eventually inherited. It was like a hi-fi console. When you turned it off, it would make that little light that would just stay there and stay on, like glowing for a long time. Anyway, that one had tubes, and the dude would come and fix it. But I didn't have any uncles or any neighbors or any relatives. I didn't know anybody who was a TV repairman or a radio repairman. Not to say that it wasn't a worthwhile job, but all these ads are telling people to do it. Lake Mojave Ranchos. Oh, they're going to sell us some. Let's look and see how much this is and where it was. Invest now in booming Arizona. Lake Mojave Ranchos. $395 full price. Real estate report. Fishing, hunting, swimming. I wonder what happened with this place. It was out of LA. Santa Monica Boulevard is who's selling this. Lake Mojave Ranchos. That might be worth looking up to see what they were. Like, I would be interested to see what Lake Mojave Ranchos, if these were houses, if these were tract homes or like small plots of land with little prehabs on them or something. I would be interested in searching that to see what they look like now or what they looked like then or something, because I'm a weirdo like that. Like, if I wasn't doing this with the live stream, I would probably do that right now. I would stop reading and then pull out my phone and I would look up Lake Mojave Ranchos. But that tattoo, it's my mother. Whoa. That's intense. That's really funny. I mean, that's really funny to me. I think that's really funny. It's really odd and dry. The expression on the face of the fighter that has the tattoo of his opponent's mom, and then the look of, I guess this is the referee, they're starting the match. It's really interesting, man. That's funny as hell to me. Because this guy looks just so mellow and troll. He's just trolling so hard. Look at how hard he's trolling. But that tattoo, it's my mother. That's some funny shit right there. I think that's funny. I don't know. I'm a weirdo. Don't be held back. Get your high school education through home study. What is going on? Is he slapping himself? Is somebody slapping him? He looks like Jack Kirby. So from this point forward, I think it might be like this in this magazine, but I've read a lot of these magazines. The good stuff is over. Now it's like it's just the finish, the ends of the stories. Because what happens back here is like this. Remember this stuff? What most men don't know about women? This, and most of it is the big picture and everything, and then a little bit of writing when it says continued. All the stuff that it says continued finishes in the back of the magazine. Like all the Nazi sex slave stuff, the widow who liked men dead. It'll finish at the back. So that's where we're at right now. More investment property or investment opportunity in Collier County, Florida this time. 5 full acres for 700 beans. There's the end of the Nazi sex slaves. Here's this. Work. It just says work. In Hawaii, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Alaska, or work on a ship or yacht traveling to foreign countries. This sounds, I mean, I would be down for this. Davenport Foreign Service. How would you like to work in fascinating South America, Europe? Okay. Great opportunities, experience not required. 18 to 55. How would you like to work on a ship or yacht? I would. I mean, I don't know if I would. I would like to live on a ship or yacht or be on one. I don't know what kind of work you want me to do, but I mean, it would depend on the work. Higher pay, don't delay, right today. I don't really want to work at all. I'll travel these places. I'll go on the ship and the yacht. You know what I'll do? I will entertain everyone on the ship. I'll just be the professional partier. I actually was paid to do that for a little while, a couple different instances where an envelope would be given to me just to socialize at a party. Yeah, really. So I would do that. I'll do that. I don't want to work on that yacht. I didn't know it was loaded. What's this? I didn't know it was loaded. What's happening? Oh, really? It's just, I mean, that's lame. So I guess that this is just showing what a terrible attorney it is. And so he fired Exhibit A in court. Man, it's awful compared to the one with the guy with the tattoo. Bass fishermen will say I'm crazy until they try my method. Not really an angler. Says parables in Bible show way to get rid. What? I don't even understand the sentence. I don't like fishing. Really never been a fisherman except for crabs. I love crab fishing. Wind from hell. That's that Japanese. Here's a truss. No, it's not a truss. What is that thing? What is this called? Spanx? Is that what they call it? The new combination adjustable waist and abdominal leveler. Holy shit. That looks uncomfortable. Really, really goofy, man. Don't do that. Don't wear that thing. Supreme Court. And this is really bad. So this thing right here, let's talk about this. So all the dudes that I knew that read these magazines, they all did that thing where their belt was either underneath their gut or it was all the way out and around their gut. So it like happened at some point. Like, I don't know, maybe about my age, maybe about 60 or 65 is that when they made the adjustment of actually the belt being around the waist and your gut kind of hanging over. And then at one point you just blow it completely out and you're okay. Oh, I'm a 42 now. And so it goes the circumference of your entire belly, like Mr. Weatherby. But I didn't know any dudes in like that would read this type of magazine that looked like this. They were all like Korean War vets or like World War II vets. They were all rough. They were all, you know, like older dudes that smoked cigars and carried flasks. Like I told you, they didn't give a shit about looking trim. They didn't need to look. Looking trim was not the optimal. It was not peak testosterone in 1961. It just wasn't. Now remember, when I tug on my ear, you casually lift the hem of your skirt and dab it at your eyes. Just another attorney joke. It's boring. Free 30-day supply of safe new high-potency vitamins. Poems one. Let's check this out. For musical setting, send poems today. Any subject. Crown Music Company. So you just phonograph records made. I don't even understand what. So Poems wanted for musical setting. Send poems today, any subject, immediate consideration. So they want to make your poem into a song, and they're saying that they're going to do it. But I don't even understand the situation. You're just going to mail them a poem straight to Crown Music Company at Studio 747, New York 1? It seems weird. Learn TV repair and want to see. There it is again, man. Learn baking at home. This is the first baking ad I've seen. National Baking School. Flash your authority. Wait, what? Private international investigator? Isn't this official press photographer? Private international investigator. So I guess that this is not impersonating an officer because they're just fake. That's just fake. They're just fake titles, right? It just seems weird. Why would you want to do that? Flash your authority. Professional wallet badges. The flash of one of these professional badges instantly shows that you're the man in charge. Okay. Meat cutting offers you success and security. This is 100% true. It is. So this is true. If you don't mind working with dead animals like these guys are doing right here, like cutting meat every morning, first thing in the morning, like to be a butcher, first of all, you have to get up really early. And it's not easy work, but you have to get up really early because these trucks come with all of this frozen or freshly cut meat and everything. And you have to cut it up and then piece it up and package it and have it ready to sell to these really bitchy ladies at the grocery store. And that, but anyway, this is a job that has a union and that has like potential and retirement involved in it. Like you could be a butcher for life. This is an actual good job. This is better than TV repair or radio repair or most of the shit that's in this magazine. This is one of the best jobs in the magazine that we've seen so far. This is a real job. If you can put up with the stuff that I just said, and it's kind of gross, you just have to get used to it. But being a butcher is a good job. And it also, again, man, it's funny, this magazine. A butcher is the kind of guy that would read this magazine. It's, right? Butcher hands. Commando cops. We didn't really get into that story. Plastiform mystery machine. Turns kitchen table into manufacturing plant. The heck? Laminates, fabricates, molds, plates, and cases. So this is another scam. Go to butcher school. This is bullshit. See, home appliance, there isn't big money in home appliance repair. Unless you own the shop. Free muscle building information. You don't need to mail away for this. Just go to the beach or go to the gym and learn from your friends. Sell advertising book matches. This is this is just so low level. I used to have a brother-in-law that used to sell ads for like Yellow Pages, and it was just it's a horrible job. He would just go he worked for the Yellow Pages, and he would just go. It's like he worked out of the Yellow Pages for the Yellow Pages. He would just go from business to business, every business in the Yellow Pages, and sell them bigger ads in next year's Yellow Pages. What a horrible way to live. There's a 308 Winchester. That looks nice. It's only $25. Wait, what? New NATO high velocity caliber. Special closeout purchase. What is this? 308 Winchester Sporter with 4 power scope. $29.95 complete. Surplus scope purchase. Is it just the scope? No, it says adjustable open sights. Hey, what's up, graphic man? Man, what are you doing awake? How's it going, Micah? What time is it there? I don't even know what time it is here, but it feels like it's late here. It's good to see you, bro. Look at this rifle I'm looking at that was only $30. It's a 308 Winchester. It seems hard to believe that this is real. Specifications, lightning fast, 5-shot bolt action. So it's got one of those little, see right under here. That little thing pops out and you've got 5 rounds and they all have to clip together. It's really, this is a sporting rifle. 2 a.m. can't sleep. All right, that's me too, except I guess it's 11 here or 12 here. This was similar to the SKS that I used to have. So this is just not, I mean, it's an old school uh, method or, model or design. And it's real easy to pinch your fingers. It just doesn't, it's, it's a 308. It's a hunting rifle. You're not, looking to be able to fire 20 rounds downrange, but it just takes time to reload these things. And it's like jams all the time. And they have to, they fit in this weird little thing. Do you like art? Draw for money. Train at home for a career or lifetime hobby. All right, at least they tell us straight up front that or lifetime hobby. Chances are you're not ever going to be able to make this a career of any sort, but it could be a hobby. But still, go to butcher school. That's the best one so far in here. How to publish your book. They're going to rip you off. Join our successful authors in a complete and reliable. Oh, hey, Micah, you just joined. So this is what we're looking at. This is True Adventures from February 1961. It's all true. Every story, everything that's been written in here so far has been true. And we're almost at the end. How to publish your book. Songwriters, again. Large recording company wants new songs. Halt. 1995. Look at this thing. Scott Webley 45 caliber revolver snub nose. Look at that thing. These revolvers are guaranteed to be in excellent condition. They're $20 a piece. You'll speak with authority. You think so? Holy crap. You think you'll speak with authority with the snub nose 45? My God. Imagine how loud this thing must have fired. Like it would be like a 24-inch flame out of the end of this thing. Holy shit, look at it. It was probably all rattly. Look at what they say. These revolvers are guaranteed. Okay, guaranteed to be in excellent condition. But I mean, look at it. Okay, you'll speak with authority. Halt. A genuine Scott Webley revolver. This is another thing that would be fun to look at. Like if I wasn't live streaming right now and I was really reading this magazine the way I typically read magazines, I would stop at this point and I would look on my phone and search this gun up. I would look this up and see what this was about. 6-shot snub nose, designed for quick draw, the ideal weapon for the plainclothes detective or personal protection. Fires powerful 45 caliber ammunition available anywhere. Send only $10 deposit and then balance is COD, so cash on delivery. Firearm shipped FOB Railway Express from Kent Sporting Goods in LA on Melrose Avenue. Sounds reputable. So so you pay $10 up. So you send $10 through the mail, maybe a check. You write it to Kent Sporting Goods, or I don't know. Maybe you send them a $10 bill. I don't know. And then when it gets delivered to your house from LA, you got to pay $9.95 immediately, cash. You got to have that money. To pay the postman is how it worked. You paid the mailman at your house. This is just like a whole other world. It's like another planet. How great it must have been. But that's odd. Imagine having that job, being the postman, and part of your job is collecting money when you deliver a package. The Vibra finger. Full length. Wait, is that a finger? Wow. I wonder if you can get the novel design allows localized massage in needed areas. What the fuck? Atlas Industries, also Melrose. Department 537. What was this one? It was a different department. Wait. Here we go again. This happened in another magazine. So this happened just the other day in Fave magazine, where this address, this Melrose address, was all through the magazine in the advertisements, and it was even in the company that owned the magazine in the indicia. It was like 537 Melrose Avenue. True Adventures, it says, okay, at least it says that it's in New York City. It's all New York. Okay, it's all New York. Well, Fave magazine had the same address as some of the advertisements. So some of the advertisements are the exact same place. So That was Kent Firearms, right? Right here, it's Kent Sporting Goods. It's the same address, same department. They're selling us a gun. But also, same address exactly. It's Atlas Industries, and they just want to sell you a vibrating finger. This is the weirdest product I've ever seen. I've never seen a vibrating finger before. That's really weird. What? Lack of proper massage can bring on such problems as pyorrhea, soft, irritated gums. It can result in loosening of teeth and bad breath. Send today for your personal hygienic vibra finger. You're supposed to put that finger in your mouth. You're supposed to massage your gums with this with this finger. Then you plug it into the wall, and then you stick this in your. Where are you doing this? This is hilarious. I've never seen this product before. I can never. I got to do so. I got to remember this. The Vibra Finger. I've never seen anybody using a Vibra Finger before. I never heard of a Vibra Finger. Wow. Learned to mount birds. We learned. I had a teacher in fifth grade that taught taxidermy, like after school and during recess. You could like you'd like, well, I knew a kid. So people would do stuff like bring in a bird that they found that was dead, right? They bring it in, and then Mr. Van Sant would like help you like dissect it and then stuff it. And his entire classroom was filled with stuffed birds. And he taught ornithology. It's how I learned all about birds. Best teacher I ever had, fifth grade, Mr. Van Sant. So there was this one kid, that same kid. Oh, which finger it is? It's this finger right here. Hold on. This same kid, his name was Kurt. No, it wasn't. Was that? Anyway, this scar right here is from a pencil, and it was that kid Kurt. That was who it was. I was thinking it was a different kid, but this was from this kid Kurt Terrell, who jammed who we got in a fight in class, and he stabbed me in the finger right here with a pencil, and you can still kind of see there's like a gray spot. There was like actual like lead broken off in my finger right here, and let's just say I didn't cry or anything. But Kurt, he was an odd individual, and he brought a dead kitten to school to have Mr. Van Sant help him stuff. And I remember, I mean, that happened. But anyway, this was the biggest mistake that kid Kurt made. And the reason he stabbed me is because I had stabbed him prior with this little plastic knife that we were using to make clay with, and we were just sitting too close. You know, it was just, we shouldn't have been sitting next to each other. Step aside for no man. Learn karate and deadly defense. You can master karate, the world's most deadly form of unarmed combat. Where do you think you're going to learn karate? Well, Department 537 on Melrose Avenue in Los Angeles. It's the same place again. Psychic dominance. That's weird. What does that even mean? How to rule others with your thoughts. Full course with stirring exercises, illustration, adults only. $3. Satisfied or refund. Clarion. That's weird. Psychic dominance. What is that even about? Clarion. I wonder what that is. I mean, this kind of sounds like that Esalen Institute or something like that. Or like L. Ron Hubbard. You can live or vacation luxuriously in Mexico for only $180 a month. Female maids, $12 per month. Chauffeurs, $30 a month. Gin, rum, brandy, $8.80 a fifth. Filet mignons, 50 cents a pound. Fishing, golf, sports, nightlife. Send for your personal report, which tells what Mexico has to offer you from an American viewpoint. Stone of Mexico. Department 537, but it's North Fairfax. Okay, so this is a different location, but it's the same title. It's the same place. Stone of Mexico is really just Department 537. Department 537, we need to remember that. That needs to be remembered as well as the vibra finger, because Department 537, it sounds like a secret agent operation, doesn't it? We're going to sell you the vibra finger or we're going to kill you. What's he doing, man? Yes. So he's showing up at the at a cat house. He's at a cat house. He's got his toothbrush. Man, I don't get this joke. Why is that funny? Why is it funny that he's at the cat house and he's ready for bed with a toothbrush? Is he going to come and sleep at the cat house? Is he just going to use their bathroom to brush his teeth? How is he going to pay? Because he's just wearing his pajamas and a robe. If he's not going to do any, if he's going to do something, like if he's going to be a paying customer at the cat house, I still don't get it. I like this chick right here. She looks hot, like the cigarette hanging out of her mouth, the whole thing. She looks great. This chick, she looks great. This image of the girl looking out the window, like the way that they do in Korea. This is how they do it in Korea. And they sit inside the glass and look out at you. Um, okay, aphrodisiacs, Spanish fly. I had a friend that had Spanish fly. Alan Hull Walton's Aphrodisiacs, from Legend to Prescription. Wait, what? This is like, I don't know if these are real. If this, this stuff. I mean, there are real aphrodisiacs and stuff, but that's not the stuff. I don't know whether this is that or not. I don't feel like looking at it. But I had this friend in elementary school who claimed to have Spanish fly. Now, I don't really know what that Spanish fly was. I think it was probably like smashed up Midol pills that he took out of his mom's purse or something, but they were like balled up in a piece of foil. Planning on staying the night at the cat house, not exactly rip roaring funny. Yeah, that's the implication. You're absolutely right, Micah. The implication is that I'm I'm ready for bed, right? This is how you look when you're ready for bed, right? You brush your teeth and then you go, at least in 1961, this is how you looked when you get ready for bed. I mean, I just take off my clothes and sleep in my underwear. I don't do this. Um, but this is how you did it in 1961. So that's the joke, yeah. But anyway, Garth had this, he had this fake Spanish fly balled up in a piece of crumpled up foil. And he took it to like a school dance in 7th grade. And he was going to give it to this girl, Julie. I can't remember what happened. I don't think it worked. I mean, all we did in 7th grade was make out. I might have felt a tit. I did. I felt my first tit in 7th grade, but that was about it. French kissing, but I don't know where he got the idea Spanish fly came from. Like, I think he learned it from his older brother Chemo, who was a real asshole. This guy Chemo was like one of those torturous older brothers that had no sympathy and like would physically harm you and like tell you to do things that he knew would cause you harm, and he would like do it because he knew that you were stupid because you were a little kid. He would like trick you and he threw actual throwing Chinese throwing stars at us, like comes in the room and then throws these stars and then leaves and they stick in the wall. And he was just like, hit us with nunchucks and shit like that. 75, shoot us with BB guns. I have a couple of his comics. I have some of Chemo's stuff. Even with that name, you give your kid a name like Chemo, it's like that he's going to be a bully, right? It's like a bully name. To me, it was. I was just scared of that name because it was Chemo. Ruptured, be free from trust slavery. Ooh, that's rough. Yeah, I had this. I had the inguinal hernia, which is what this is. But I had the surgery, and I never wore the truss. I had the mesh. I had the mesh surgery, the mesothelioma, the class action suit. I got that. Hydraulic jack repairs. Look for rupture help. Ooh, there it is. Ugh, there it is right there. It's from lifting shit. It's from lifting. I got it from lifting. I got it from lifting, not even incorrectly, just too much weight is what it was from. And then I kept working with it thinking that I just pulled something. Did I pull my groin or something? And I just kept working. And then I was running on the beach barefoot. And that's when I was like, okay, this is fucked up. Like, there's something wrong. People 50 to 80. And then I couldn't, so I had to stop working and get the surgery. People 50 to 80. Clear thinking plus proper planning will give you peace of mind. That's totally true. Is it Department 537? No, it's Department 305. This might be a more reliable department. Send for, send for this free. Beery School of Horsemanship. How to break in a horse train. Okay, this is not good. So you can't really learn this by correspondence. I'll just tell you firsthand. I mean, you could read about it and like kind of familiarize yourself with the procedures and the names of everything, and they'll show you what a horse looks like. But this is a hands-on pursuit. It's just like the butcher school. I mean, you got to go. You just go get a job at a ranch. If this is what you really want to do, you got to work your way up all the way from the bottom, and it's going to suck. It's not easy. Shoe store at home. Detective profession. Your name on a genuine bullfighter poster. Wait, this sounds cool. Plaza de Toros de Barcelona. That's funny how it says Joe Smith. So this was a popular thing, these bullfighting posters. So oh wait, is it Department 537? El Toro, Department 537. So I would love to get one of these. Like I would love to get like one that was actually done. And if it said something like Melvin Stein or something, or you know what I mean, like Herbert Gazinga or something. I don't know what it would, something goofy. If it was somebody's real name, I think I would like that. That would be cool if that existed. Um, but this was a thing. These bullfighting posters, like a lot of the people that I knew that read this type of magazine, those uncles that I had, the dudes that were World War II vets and Korean War vets, having a genuine or like a reproduction of a Mexican or Spanish bullfighting poster, like framed on your wall or hanging in the house, was a thing. Just like this was a thing. It was classier than the dogs playing cards or cats playing pool or something. This was a thing. It's a popular deal to have a bullfighting poster. But if you had your real name on it, that's a hilarious novelty. And it's large, 17 by 28, full color, and it's Department 537. Can we buy a submachine gun for $6.95? Let's see. Let's read the cartoon first. I'm sorry, Private Wilson, but the summer abbreviated uniform is for male personnel only. Wow, that's great. Don Orheck. Really good. I like the style. It's really funny. It looks good. I mean, it's not real funny joke or anything. I just like how it's drawn. It looks really interesting. Look at how tiny her waist is. It's like a rubber band around her waist. This is a weird premise. I guess she would have to be wearing a skirt. I don't know. Or it would have to be something below her knees, I guess. Or slacks. The female women aren't allowed to wear shorts in this, whatever this is. These odd uniforms. Look how everybody's. Dude, so these are the guys that read the magazine. Remember what I told you about? How this is peak testosterone in 1961. It really is. This is peak testosterone in 1961. Nobody really works out. They haven't done any push-ups since basic training in 1944. They just work. They've just been working. They're butchers. They're they're everything. They're postmen. They're janitors, and this is how they looked. But this broad, man, look at the cans on her. All right, how to make money with simple cartoons. Submachine gun, 30 caliber. All right, can we really buy a machine gun for $7? Magazine loading clip, 15 moving parts, fires 10 rounds automatically. Full-size pellet firing automatic. Complete takedown. So it's just a pellet gun. over 28 inches in length, fires as fast as you can pull the trigger, loads 10 complete rounds in magazine clip, which snaps into frame. Okay, wholesale import company. So this is also another thing that would be interesting to see if something like this still exists. You know what I mean? If one of these still, if you could find one of these on the internet, like, you know, if or at least look at, see what this thing looked like or something. New amazing ballpoint gun. Oh man, this looks sick. So this reminds me of Soldier of Fortune magazine right here. This is the type of stuff that used to be in Soldier of Fortune magazine, and I would debate whether or not I should buy one of these. I remember actually looking at this, like in about 1985, 1986, in Soldier of Fortune magazine, which I used to have a subscription to, and it used to come to our room in the barracks. And we had all kinds of stuff. Like we would buy all these goofy weapons. Like my buddy got that Russian ballistic knife where it was an actual knife, but then you pull a thing and it shot, and you could stick it. Would stick in a phone book. It was called a ballistic knife, and it had like it was spring loaded. You could shoot somebody with a knife. But this was the other thing that we looked at with these ballpoint pen guns. But it's just unreliable and it's just stupid and goofy. It's like I'm not going to carry around a gun that's a pen or a pen that's a gun. And it's only a 22, so but even then it's like, well, I mean, if I'm going to kill somebody with a pen, I'll just jab him in the eye, but not just jab him in the eye and then shoot him with with the pen. I don't know what's up, but it's just interesting. Like, what would the normal guy, just a regular guy? I mean, I was in the army, and we were like talking about and thinking about being in situations where we would have to do this to people, right? And but this is just a regular guy at the barber shop, and he's like, man, I really want a 22 ballpoint gun pen. High school at home in spare time. Men of middle age given new hope. Early American prints in full color. Bensmart. Can you believe that Kurt Terrell that stabbed me with the pencil brought a dead cat into fifth grade to have Mr. Terrell or have Mr. Van Zant help him stuff it? Isn't that gross, dude? And then I really think that they were in there dissecting that cat during the recess. I'm pretty sure they were. But what it was, you know, his cat had kittens. What are these? His cat had kittens, and one of them was like stillborn or dead or something. He brought that dead cat in, and they like cut it apart. Tailored and out gag cloth garment labels. Guaranteed laughs. Nicely made, but say such silly assurances. Guaranteed to shrink and fade. Guaranteed to itch. Oh, it's self-adhesive backs. So tuck them in your favorite clothing. Wow, this is just a reach. It's just so much opportunities for physical humor at this time in the United States in 1961. There's so many opportunities, so many opportunities. So you just got to stay loaded with jokes at all times, like at work, at home, out in the town. You just got to have jokes everywhere, just coming out. And it's stuck to the inside of your clothes because you just want to make somebody crack up. This garment, I like how the word itch is kind of written in like an Asian way. Also tailored in Alcatraz. That's fun. It's just weird, right? This is a zit machine. This is a Vacutex. All right. So I've seen these advertised before. I haven't seen this photograph of it before, but it's not even a real photograph. It's a picture of a hand that they've drawn in the Vacutex really poorly, like amateurly drawn the Vacutex in between these hands. But this is supposed to remove blackheads without bruising tissue. Never used one before. Electric burglar alarm. Honoring the Olympics. Wait, what? I don't know. This is interesting. So this is the first ad or anything we've come to in this magazine that would suggest that somebody who was under 18 would be reading it. Just like the adult set, your tricycle and bicycle set can now have their own license plates. They are personalized with a sure hit with the gang and ensures against loss of bikes. Best values in Newark. Hmm. I mean, I don't know because this is this is a grown-up magazine. That's interesting. It's the first ad that looked like it was for a kid. Polio is not licked yet. I have licked polio. It's not bad. It's a little sour, you know. You get used to it. You know what? It's like licking a penny. It's just when you you know what licking polio? It's like you ever lick a penny before, maybe the end of a battery. You ever lick the battery? It's like that. Cut to fit home is cut costs. What? Man, $2,000 house from International Mill and Timber. Okay, folks, we're coming to an end. Get a drink. Oh. Are you still here, Micah? Or anyone here that would like to chime in? I think I'm about ready to say goodnight. Married happiness can last forever with these sex instructions for adults only. Right after they were trying to sell Bobby a license plate. Oh, hey, man. Yes. I think oh, yeah, it's his other message before. So, how's everything going? I haven't seen you or talked to you in a long time. I hope you're doing well. I hope it's not too hot or humid in Missouri right now. I just realized that. Summer's just starting, but I know the weather is much worse there. There's really no change here, man. It's just a little warmer. It's just, you know. It hasn't gotten hot here yet. I mean, if we're at the point where we're talking about weather. But I hope you're doing well, man. Dr. J. Rutgers, sex instructions for adults only. Who else would sex instructions be for? Especially in 1961. I'm hoping in 1961 that this isn't even seen by people anywhere else except this magazine, right? They don't even call it this in high school, like at this point, or even when I was in high school. No, they did. They called it sex ed, right? But that was something that came from the 70s. It was a new thing. They're like, is it okay tonight on 2020? Is it normal for your children to have sex education? That's like 1976 or 77 or something like that. So in 1961, this is not a normally seen phrase anywhere. I don't think. Yeah, this is like the ideal sex life. Like if I saw this book at like my uncle's house, like say for here's is the type of stuff that used to happen with me. We're gonna last a little longer because I'm gonna smoke. I'm almost done. Stretch my back. So I used to have this uncle that had our family ranch, and I had an aunt, you know, that she had a stroke, and they had a big, huge ranch house, and I used to go there and work for him and work with him in the summertime. Sometimes I would be at the ranch completely alone. Like my aunt, she would be at my cousin being taken care of because she always had to have like people with her. She had a caregiver. She couldn't be left alone. But my uncle would just go places. He would just go to Reno or Vegas or Tahoe, and I would have the whole house to myself at 15 years old, like a whole ranch, not just the house, but the whole ranch. And for like 2 or 3 days, you know, nothing excessive, but I would have the whole house. So I found like jugs, I found like Hustler, um, but I never saw a big book on the shelf. And I looked through the entire house. Obviously, I was like 15. I found all of his guns. Found this cool uh, Walther P38, like a PPK, like a 380, and I took it out. There was like a double pond, and there were these huge frogs that would float in the water with just their bodies, just their heads up like that, and their legs would hang down. And they were on there was like a pond. There was two ponds, and then there's a road that separated the ponds, right? And they were both these ponds were like made by my uncle. He like made the whole place. Like he added all this crazy stuff. So this one pond was all these big frogs, like these big Vietnamese frogs. And I stood there like this one weekend when I got real bold. I took that gun, and there were tons of guns in that house. That was the only one that I would like had the balls to take because it was real little and no one was around for miles and shit. So I was pretty paranoid. I was not a bad kid, but so I went out there and I shot at those frogs, like shot a whole clip, and I couldn't hit one. I couldn't hit one frog in the face. I tried. I even tried to get close. I couldn't do it. With my little 14 or 15-year-old arms, I was like squinting my eyes, pulling the trigger, afraid of it and everything at the beginning, you know. But yeah, I just did my best to clean it, and I was like all paranoid, thinking, "Is he going to be able to smell that I fired this?" And I reloaded it, cleaned it, and looked at it, and put it back. And he was just a drunk man. He didn't care. He didn't know. He didn't remember and stuff. He was just trying to make it through. He had a bad back, and he was addicted to alcohol. He was in World War II, and he was one of these people that read these magazines, man. And his wife had had a stroke, and so and it was like his whole life was focused on taking care of her and keeping the ranch and the business in. He had another business too. He had an electric business, electrical supply business, and so it was real busy and everything. So he was drinking, man. And he was every day pretty much. But he got up at like fucking 4:30 in the morning and started doing everything. He would do the whole ranch, like by like 9 or 8. He'd do the whole ranch by like the time that I would be up and like finishing my fucking bowl of Fruit Loops and shit, and he would be gone, and I would have stuff to do, and I would just do everything that I was supposed to do. But he would go to his job. You know what I mean? He would like work, do everything that he didn't trust or want me to do. And I only had little things to do, little kid stuff like moving the irrigation pipes. Totally devoted to sci-fi paperbacks lately. Hey, take care, man. It's good to see you. You're taking off. That's cool. I hope you're enjoying if you're reading old ones. But yeah, he would go to work, man. So then he would be at work, and he had an office at work, and he was like in charge, and he had like a bar in his office, right? Because like everybody did. This is the 70s I'm telling you about, early 80s, but this is about 1980. So it was 10th grade. So he would drink at work starting about 10 a.m. and then he would go from work to the bar at about 4, and then he would come home at about 7 or 8, but sometimes I would get a call from the bar, and I would go and pick him up because the bar was just like real close to where the main road was when you drive out of the ranch. So it was a real short drive, like a mile. And I didn't have a driver's license, but I would take the truck and go and pick him up because he would be too drunk to drive. And the lady at the bartender would call me and tell me to come get him and bring him back. And then he would be done, man. Like 8 o'clock at night, he would be fucking done. That's how and he would be drunk as fuck, and he would that was it. But then he'd be up at like 4:30 in the morning the next day. I don't know. He lived long though. I think he was in his 90s. Here we go. This was the hottest part of the magazine. It opened right up to it. That's interesting that it opened right up to it. There's no nudity here. It's just these girls in like revealing outfits and stuff. No actual nudity. But this is where it would open up. So like if this magazine was at the barbershop and you sit down and this is the one you grab, and you're like, yeah, I wonder what's up with this. And then boom. Whoa. Okay. Spice on the table. It opens right up to the best parts. The wrestling with the blood, and then all the hottest chicks are right here. This Nikki Gibson. She's really tan. I mean, she's got darks. It doesn't, you know how these black and white photos are? I bet you she's real dark right there. Hey, check this out. I just remembered there's a Magic Shot shooting gallery right here. You guys ever play with this? You ever have one of these? I mean, I never owned it, but I played with it a lot because my cousins had it. I always wanted it, but my mom would never let me get it because it was a gun thing. She didn't want me playing with guns. She thought that if she prevented me from playing with guns, that it would make me not want to shoot guns. It had the absolute opposite effect. I just turned everything into a gun. So I just collected sticks that looked like guns. Anything that I could possibly find that was like a gun, then There we go. That's it. So she wouldn't let me have this at all. So this is a cool toy. It has a magnet on the tip of it. It doesn't actually fire anything. It's got metal right here, and when you pull the trigger, it pushes it forward just a little bit, and the magnet holds the BB. And then when you fire it, you get it. It's not really magic. A lot of kids thought it was actually magic. So she wouldn't let me have this toy or any toy guns. And then it worked the opposite, like I said, because then I ended up being really into guns. And then so it didn't work for her. It didn't work out for her. Here's the stuff that's on the table. This is that Balrog Street Fighter 2 Jada Toys. This would I looked at this today. What a disappointment this would be if you were a kid. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know what it was like to be a kid in 1938. So I don't know if their expectations were much lower than a normal kid's expectations. But this is what you would get for free if you went with your mom to Penny's on back to school day. For back to school week or back to school, to get new clothes and to get stuff for school. And you would get this little free, this is like a promotional thing, Adventures of Terry and the Pirates. Maybe you think it's going to be a comic. I would have thought it was a comic of some sort and that it was going to be good, but not really. Even from the cover, it doesn't even look good. There's nothing happening on the cover. It looks really weird. What is he doing? He's explaining something? Is he telling a story to this serious-looking guy in the double-breasted jacket? It's like kind of this crumply evening jacket. He's got an open collar. What the hell is going on here? But then, so you get this for free because you went with your mom to JCPenney's, and they're like, hey, kid, here, this is for free for putting up with all the bullshit. I know you got to go back to school. I know it sucks. Here, have this. And you open it up, and it's just a shitty book. I mean, it's a story, and the illustrations don't look anything like Milt Caniff's illustrations from the comic strip. I mean, if they do, where's the dragon lady? I don't see like any airplanes. I don't see any machine guns. It just looks boring. I mean, look at all this. It's just like, I'd be like, fuck, I don't want to go back to school. I mean, this is like school. This little thing that they gave me at Penny's, they tried to make me happy. This is like a marketing tool. This thing. Obviously, it's a marketing tool. It's a promo, but this is they're trying to pander. They're pandering to kids, is what this is. They're like, we don't want you to hate Penny's, is what this is about. They're like, I know that you hate coming to here. It's back to, see, hi kids, follow the gang to Penny's. Everything you need. I don't want to go back to school, man. I don't want to get back to school clothes. And Penny's, it's like you get imprinted in your mind are these negative experiences that happened at Penny's, where you had to step on that metal foot thing to measure your foot to buy new shoes, and every other kid stepped on it, and the dude that put your foot in there, he had one of those like John Waters mustaches, you know what I'm talking about, where it's like almost the entire top of his lip is shaved down to just this little thing, at the top of his lip. It's not even a mustache. What is that? It's like hair. Anyway, that guy's got cold hands, and he's shoving your foot onto this metal thing, and it's like he's scrunching it down, and you're afraid, is he going to smash my foot? What the fuck? Anyway, that experience, they're afraid of those negative imprints. They're thinking they're going to counteract that negative imprinting by giving you free stuff. They think that, okay, kid, we don't want you to carry this negativity throughout your entire life. So we want you to not hate Penny's. We want you to remember Penny's as the place that gave you your Adventures of Terry and the Pirates. But I don't think they thought it through. This entire stream is sponsored by C4. Performance, Energy, Endurance, 200 milligrams of caffeine. It's the frozen bombsicle flavor. Look at it. It's patriotic. It's like that thing that you used to get from the ice cream truck that was the best. This is the best deal on the ice cream truck was the frozen bombsicle because it's the most bang for your buck, no pun intended, but it's the largest thing for the price. Even though the best thing for me would have been like a Flintstone push-up, like that's what I would regularly get would be like an orange Fred Flintstone push-up. Uh, it's the same price, and it's like a third the size. So this is really the best ice cream to get, but it's also the best C4, and it keeps me up all night. All right, let's see what's next. It's not even been that long. It's an hour and 22 minutes. I'm trying to make these 90 minutes, I guess. I did one yesterday. I think it was 2 hours long yesterday. I think this is only the third one I've done. All right, this is cool. This was random. So I like to do stuff randomly and just grab blindly from the shelf. And so that's what we got. So I just randomly grabbed this from the shelf. Pretty sure I have looked at this magazine before. I mean, not in a video or anything, but I've kind of thumbed through it. But I think we should check it out. It's in really good shape. It's a crazy cover. This cover. It's like this, the condition on this. I think this is like this is what would they call this? This is some uncirculated type copy. This is like found in a warehouse in a box or something. April 1955. Animal Life. It's like, ooh, this is expensive. 35 cents in 1955. That's pretty expensive. But it's very thin. Yeah, this is a pricier magazine. But when you see something like this from 1955 that's in condition, can you see the condition of this magazine? This is uncirculated. Like this, I don't believe this was sold to anyone. I think that this was found in a box with a bunch of other copies of the same magazine. You know what I mean? I could be wrong, but yeah, that's chances are that no one really owned this who wasn't a collector or something. Animal Life, the magazine of outdoor adventure. That cover's amazing. So it almost seems like an impossibility that a gorilla could lift another gorilla over his head like this. I don't know if I've seen that happen. Like when gorillas fight, do they do this sort of thing? It just seems like they're very heavy. Like, aren't they about 600 pounds? 400, 500 pounds? How much? How heavy is a gorilla like this? 500 pounds? 400 pounds? Look how he's just lifting it. But they're supposed to have this ridiculous, crazy strength, you know? Gorilla strength. Look at this face. He's just staring off. And then this is a guy that's looking right at us. He's getting ready to just slam him, right? And they're kind of bloody. April, 35 cents. Life and Death in Africa's Forbidding Forest. Let's do the back. I always like to do the back. Remarkable new way for the whole family to enjoy the wonders of nature from the National Audubon Society. Current album, Camouflage in Nature, Audubon Nature Program. Oh, these are books. Or remember they had this stuff from in the 70s too. There were like these card sets. Learn about animals. Every month we'll send you a card. Any of these exciting selections, Natural History Book Club. Boy, this is so already this is different than this. I think. I don't think we're going to get any of this in this. But there are guns, lots. $2 down delivers any of these super values. So you get a rod and reel. This is a 6-inch Ruger automatic. That's kind of nice looking, isn't it? 22 long rifle. I mean, it's expensive, but it's a Ruger. Imagine getting a Ruger for $38. Man, this is a kid's gun. I would have loved this kid. I mean, I would have loved this gun when I was a kid. Yeah, this is like a girl's gun, or like the gun you get for your wife to teach her how to shoot. But I mean, yeah, this is like a 14-year-old's pistol. If my mom was cool, that's what I would have had. Ruger single 6 revolvers, Smith and Wessons. Look at all those, man. I don't care about the rods and reels. Oh, that's a nice cover. Your cat has a history. Killers in Africa. Save money. Subscribe now to Animal Life. Animal Life, the magazine of. Look who the publisher and editorial director is. That's Joseph Weider. This is the guy, the bodybuilding guy. This is the guy that basically brought Arnold to America. Yeah. I'm 100% sure that's going to be Joe Weider. This is the same guy. You know him. He's got the big mustache, bodybuilder from the old days, and he kind of took Arnold under his wing. I think this is the guy that like started Mr. Universe or something. He was like something. He sold a bunch of. I used to have weights from this guy. Like when my first weight set was Joe Weider's, I think, when I was in 8th grade. Here's all the articles. Did you know? I mean, this kind of looks boring to me right now at this point. What's going on here? Hello. Who's this cat? No, they're talking about the orangutans. This is a whole article about orangutans, and this is like when they were kind of new. Nobody had actually owned one yet. Nobody had brought one to Florida or Texas. No, they probably had. But this is actually a really cool magazine. This is awesome. This would be great at the barber shop. I guess you could find this at the barber shop, maybe, but yeah, it kind of looks like something you would see at the barber shop. Battle of the Giants. That's a great illustration. Holy crap. What's going on here? Titanic struggle in the Siamese jungle. Ooh, is he getting him in the eye? Okay. All right, so this is our first taste that now we see that this kind of is similar to this, because they're going to do the same thing and it's going to be continued. See, continued on page 62. But this illustration is what do you call it? It's garish or whatever. What would you call this? It's excessive. So they're pretending. They're pretending, yeah, okay, we're going to teach you stuff. This is about, and then by the way, an elephant jabbing another elephant with a broken tusk right in the eye. Right? Okay. Now I'll take a hit off my flask and light my Tiparillo, my unfiltered Pall Mall cigarette, and get into this. This almost looks like it's the article that those guys in the other magazine were bitching about. Remember how they were bitching about how the hippopotamus was tougher than the rhino and all that from True Adventure? They were like arguing about what was the toughest animal in Africa or something. Which animal could kick the other animal's asses? Which animal could beat the other animal? My animal is the toughest animal. No, I got the toughest animal. This is kind of sad. I think that's a stuffed cat. And then this is sad too. That's a dead one. Spotty killer. These guys, man. This is a sketchy animal. So we got basically this same animal right here where I live, except it doesn't look like this. They're called mountain lions, cougars. And I mean, they're here. People get killed by one just about every year. And typically when they attack people and stuff, they walk into people's yards. It's like in the news all the time. It could be anywhere. Sometimes these guys will be like at the beach, like you know what I mean. Not these guys, the ones without the spots, but it's basically the same animal. It's called a mountain lion, a puma, and they're wild in California, and they're everywhere, man. I'm serious. They are, but especially where I live in the mountains, and then sometimes really like at the coast, like north of San Francisco, even, and yeah, they'll be spotted. Not spotted, but spotted, but not spotted. They're just all brown. But they're mean as hell and they're tough. And you know what they'll do is they go hunting early in the morning. Okay, this is how you get killed by one of these big cats in California. You're dumb and you go jogging at 5 a.m. or 5:30 right before dawn because you want to break a sweat and run your miles before you take your shower for work. And then during that jog, you go on a trail in the woods, and guess who's waiting and hiding and sneaking? And he loves to chase things. And he sees you running at dawn in the morning. These guys chase after, and they just then if you keep running, you're fucked. There was a lady that got bit in the head by one of these in Cool. There's a town not far from here called Cool, California, and one of these guys did that to her. Jumped on her from behind when she was jogging in the morning and bit her in the skull, bit right through her skull. Wild stuff, huh? That's why you need that pen that fires that 22 bullet, just in case when you're trying to get your miles in and you get attacked by a puma. You got to shoot them with your 22 Ruger automatic that you paid $29.99 for. The Grosso. The Mato Grosso. Oh, this is South America. I feel bad. Yeah, I mean these guys will kill you, but you just got to avoid them. I don't want to kill them. This magazine's about too much animal killing for me. I'd rather get back to the men's adventure where there's real people killing. That's a nice picture though. I like that. So ducks, they're barely animals, and they're delicious. Um, some of the things that my family did was duck hunting. Like my uncle that I told you about that had the ranch and the drinking problem. He had tons of duck hunting guns and tons of different shotguns and tons and they were all into these dogs. My other uncle had like tons of hunting dogs, like in his back. There were in the backyard. There would be these cages, of like 6 or 8 dogs that you weren't even allowed to pet them. It's like those aren't pets. Stay away from those dogs. They don't come in. Don't bother those dogs. You kids play somewhere else. Get away from the dogs. Yeah, these dogs are like work dogs. That they kept them in cages and only took them out early in the morning to go point at ducks. Savage struggle. Look at that. That's kind of cool. Hal Hennessy. When a goat is not a goat. Fool's luck. Walter, what is up with this? Is that a bunch of dead lions? This is some weird animal porn. This is some weird old man dead animal porn. The Amazing Saga of Old Slimy. Ugh, what is this? 38-inch eel. Man. Ugh. Eels. The dog in your life. That's a good picture. I like that picture. That dog's got a bird on his head. That monkey's hugging a Siamese cat. That cat, that cat looks like it despises that monkey. What is that? The gopher on that wiener dog. Oh man, he's sharing ice cream with his Siamese cat. These are nice cats. Okay, so I never had a Siamese cat, but I had a friend and my cousin had one, and they're assholes, right? But they're cool. There's something about Siamese cats, but they have real. I mean, if you've got a male Siamese cat, it's like a different. It's not a normal cat. it's like there's something more aggressive, something scarier about them. They're more assertive. I don't know. Oh, I see this another. I don't like to see that either. It's just a stuffed gorilla. I feel bad for that guy, right? It reminds me of Planet of the Apes, like when when Taylor sees his buddy stuffed, and they're in the apes natural history museum, and they've got all the stuffed humans. Not a big fan of like taxidermy like this. That motherfucker, that taxidermist kid, stabbed me in the finger, but I beat his ass. I was where I was where crocodiles lay buried in their ugly snouts. This was the dark continent. Zebra. Vanishing giant rhino. All right. That's it, man. Thanks for hanging out. If you watched this live stream, if you're watching it now or if you're watching it later, we looked at a couple magazines, True Adventures and Animal Life. Took us an entire 90 minutes. It would be like the equivalent of showing up at the doctor's office for a 9 o'clock appointment. Remember, you know how this happens? They schedule you for 9 and you get there and they don't call you back until 11 o'clock or until 10:30. It would be until 10:37. So you got there at 9, the appointment was at 9. You check in at 9 and she says, take a seat. And then you're waiting, right? And you grab a magazine and you keep looking at the clock and looking at the clock. And you look at her and you go up one time and then she tells you something like that. They're behind. Something happened. Or they'll get to you. It's just sorry this is happening. So you go sit back down. You get back to True Adventures. But really, there's nowhere anywhere in this world where you would find magazines like this in a waiting area. You got to go to 1961. You got to be at a barber shop. You got to be at a card room. You got to be at your uncle's house. You can't. This wouldn't happen. So you'd have to look at some crappy magazines for 90 minutes, waiting to see the doctor and waiting for them to finally call you back, and then they fake you out, right? You say you finish this magazine, and you're like, fuck, it's been 45 minutes. When are they going to call me in? And then they call your name, right? And you're like, hell yes. Okay. I'm finally going to see the doctor. But instead, they just have you step on the scale. She checks your blood pressure, then she sends you back out. So then you got to grab another magazine. And you're like, fuck, man. Total fucking mind fuck. I thought I was getting called in, but instead all she did was pretend. It's like, what? It's like, what is that? What do they call that? She's edging me, right? Um, Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace out. Oh, yeah.